Welcome back, focused learners. Today's explainer is all about the universal currencies of human effort, time and work. I mean, think about it. Whether you're managing a massive corporate project, figuring out how to split up team assignments, or just trying to calculate exactly how much to pay a contractor for a job well done, the math of productivity literally shapes our daily lives. So today, we're going to master it. Here is our game plan for today. We'll kick things off with the math of human effort, move into the efficiency equation, and then see what happens when we team up to work. After that, we'll tackle handling real-world complications and finish strong with calculating fair wages. Let's build this toolkit step by step.
All right, let's dive right into Section 1, the math of human effort, and establish our core variables.
Okay, let's set the stakes here with a super relatable question. Say it takes you 10 days to finish a project. Your friend takes 15 days to do that exact same project. How fast can you do it if you team up? Now, a lot of people will try to just average those numbers, or, they get tangled up in really messy, complicated fractions. But to actually solve real-world problems efficiently, we need a structured framework.
Enter the foundational equation of our universe today. Work equals rate times time. W equals R times T. Now, in standard textbook math, total work is usually just assumed to be exactly one unit, right? Like one project, one house, one report. But dealing with fractions of one can be incredibly frustrating. So here's a secret trick. Assume the total work is the least common multiple, or LCM, of the time taken. Seriously, keep that LCM idea in your back pocket, because it completely simplifies all the math we're going to do.
Moving right along to Section 2, the efficiency equation, and how speed actually alters time.
So I want you to visualize the balance of power here between speed and time. We're establishing the golden rule of inverse proportionality. It's basically a seesaw. As the rate of work, your efficiency, goes up on one side, the time taken flips down on the other. Because the total amount of work stays exactly the same, increasing one variable means you strictly have to decrease the other.
Let's anchor this with a specific example straight from the source material. Say we have two workers, Ram and Sham. Ram is 50% more efficient than Sham. So if Sham represents our baseline of 100% efficiency, Ram is operating at 150%. That gives us an efficiency ratio of 150 to 100, which simplifies beautifully to 3 to 2. And because of that golden rule of inverse proportionality we just talked about, we simply flip that ratio to find the time taken. The time ratio of Ram to Sham perfectly inverses into 2 to 3. This means if you know Sham takes 15 days to do a job, you instantly know Ram takes 10 days, right? Because 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 5 times 2 is 10. You can figure out exactly how long a task takes without ever breaking a sweat.
Which brings us to Section 3, teaming up to work, using what is affectionately known as the chocolate method.
So I want to walk you through this highly effective framework. It literally transforms abstract, scary fractions into tangible, bite-sized units of work. Here's how it goes down. Step 1. You find the LCM of the days required to establish the total units of work. Think of these units as pieces of chocolate that need to be eaten. Step 2. Divide those total chocolates by the number of days a person takes. That gives you their daily efficiency, basically how many chocolates they can eat in a single day. Step 3. Combine those daily efficiencies to find the total time it takes for the whole team to eat that giant pile of chocolate together.
Let's apply this chocolate method to that opening question we had. Person A takes 10 days, person B takes 15 days. Well, the least common multiple of 10 and 15 is 30, so we are setting our total work at a clean 30 units. We now have a giant box of 30 chocolates to finish. Don't worry about the sugar crash, we are splitting them up.
And this brilliantly illustrates the magic of this method. Let's look at the daily efficiencies. If person A finishes the 30 chocolates in 10 days, they're eating exactly 3 chocolates a day. Person B takes 15 days, so they are eating 2 a day. Now, put them in a room to work together. Person A eats 3, person B eats 2. Combined, they are chewing through 5 units a day. So if you have 30 total units and the team finishes 5 units every single day, boom, the 30-unit project is finished in exactly 6 days. It just makes perfect logical sense.
All right, Section 4. Handling real-world complications, like quitting and shifting schedules.
Because let's face it, the real world isn't perfect. People get sick or they just quit halfway through a job. Using our 30-unit project, let's say person A and person B start working together, knocking out their combined 5 units a day. But after just 2 days, person A abruptly leaves the project. Well, in those first 2 days, they finished 10 units together. That means we have 20 units left. Person B is now all alone, just plugging away at their steady individual efficiency of 2 units a day. 20 remaining units, divided by 2 units a day, proves that it's going to take person B 10 more days to finish the job alone. See, by tracking tangible units, even these messy complications become incredibly easy to solve.
Now, for massive complications, the source material introduces the master MDH/W equation. It's simple. M is the number of workers, D is days, H is hours, and W is work units. This formula dictates that M1 times D1 times H1 divided by W1 will always equal the exact same combination for your second scenario. So if 3 men working 8 hours a day can make a toy in 2 days, you just plug those numbers into the left side of the equation. You can then balance it to instantly find out how many hours 4 men would need to do the same job. It is literally the ultimate tool for balancing shifting schedules.
Which brings us to the absolute payoff of our explainer. Section 5. Calculating fair wages and monetizing your effort.
I really want to emphasize this critical rule, quoted directly from the text. The money earned by completing a piece of work has to be divided in the proportion of the work done by them. Think about that. You don't just get paid for being on the clock. You get paid for the actual proportion of the work that you complete.
To make sure you know exactly how to approach any compensation problem, let's quickly outline the 3 distinct wage scenarios you might run into. Scenario 1, workers have the exact same efficiency and work the same number of days. That's super simple, just divide the money equally. Scenario 2, workers have different efficiencies but work the exact same days. Here, you divide the money based directly on their efficiency ratio. But scenario 3 is the tricky one. Workers have different efficiencies and work different days. In this case, you absolutely must divide the money based on the total units of work each person actually completed over the entire lifespan of the project.
We've all been there, right? One worker barely contributes while the other completely carries the group project. Using our trusty chocolate method on that 30-unit project, let's say person A shows up for just 1 day, eats their 3 chocolates, and then quits. Person B has to stay and finish the remaining 27 chocolates. The actual work ratio is 3 to 27, which simplifies down to a stark 1 to 9 work ratio. Person A did 1 part of the work, person B did 9 parts. So let's look at the actual financial impact of that. Let's say the total wage for this project was 1,000 rupees. Because the actual work was split in a 1 to 9 ratio, the money must be split in a 1 to 9 ratio. Out of 10 total parts of the work, person B did 9. Therefore, out of 1,000 rupee total wage, person B rightfully walks away with 900 rupees. Person A gets just 100. This mathematically proves exactly why tracking actual work units matters so much financially. Okay, take a mental screenshot of this because here is your definitive toolkit. 1. Work equals rate times time. 2. Rate is inversely proportional to time. And 3. Wages are always strictly proportional to the actual work done.
Which brings me to a final thought I want to leave you with today. Are you evaluating your own daily wages? And by that I mean your salary, your academic grades, or even just your personal progress, based simply on the time you spend sitting on the clock? Or the actual proportion of work you complete? The math of human effort is incredibly clear. Optimize your efficiency, track your actual units of output, and the rewards, they will naturally follow. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.